Hey, my students, I hope things are going well. First, if you sent the quiz in by Schoology, they're telling me if you go to Schoology and download that quiz again, it'll show you the writing I put on it. Overall, very nice job. I was really worried about all the time off and doing it at home, and you'd have problems. But most of you did really well. Some of you didn't show any work, so I had to take some points off, but pretty good. Anyways, also, I need a favor. I had some kids, I'm afraid, sent it in wrong, but I have no way to get a hold of them because the school's closed. So if you know, here's the last names: high school, Post, Peter, McRae, or Rivera, could you email them and say, hey, look, I will still let them turn it in by 8 o'clock tonight. And for the grade school, Toby Ubachewski, Thompson, Nakik, Doan, and Thomas Schicke, those five, and Kennedy. So 5 DC kids: Thomas Schicke, Doan, Nakik, Thompson, and Toby Ubachewski. I probably said that wrong. And then Kennedy from outside school. Just tell them they can still get it in. If they send it to me by 8 o'clock tonight, I'll still count it. But they either sent it wrong or they didn't realize we had a quiz. Now today, we're going to go over E, and then tomorrow we're going to do another formula with logs. And then we'll be pretty much done with logs and we'll start something else. Holy jeez. So E is gotten by using this formula: 1 plus 1 over n, then raise it to the nth power. And as it gets bigger and bigger, n, then it gets closer to 2.7. And what they discovered is a lot of things in nature grow at this rate. They don't know why. But they've been looking at it. So this is called the natural number. And they gave it the letter E as the number. It's 2.7. So it's just like 2.7 on forever. That's ... Goes on forever, no pattern. So it's just like pi. If you remember, that's called an irrational number. So if you take high-level science, you'll work with that. Now, they use it as a base sometimes. But, oh my goodness, writing that in all the time, oh, that's 4 letters. So they changed this to just ln. It's called the natural log. So whenever you see ln, you know it's base e. Now, what is log base e of e to the 7th? Well, if you remember log base 10 of 10 to the 7th, the answer is just the power, because e to what power is e to the 7th? So it'd be 7. So, write in exponential form. Well, ln means base e of the power 1.39 equals 4. So base power equals that. So how would I do this one? Go ahead. Yes, it'd be e base e ln to this power negative 0.69 equals 1/2. So how do I take this and write it as a logarithm? Well, it's log base e, which is ln, of 20.1 is my power. Just like our regular logs. It's just now we have this e, whatever that is. So go ahead and write this one, and then I'll do it. Yeah, okay. So log base e is ln. Oh, let me pause a minute. I plan to have another quiz Friday. I forgot to tell you. So it'll be the same thing. It's just I won't give you as much time to do it. But we'll talk about that on Thursday and Friday. But it'd be ln of 1.4, the answer, equals the power, 1/3. So it'd just be like if I said 6 squared is 36, you'd say log base 6 of 36 equals 2. So log base e, which you write ln, natural logarithm, of the answer equals the power. So let's evaluate. What's ln of e squared? Well, e to what power is e squared? Well, that would be 2. Now this one's a little bit more trickier. We're going to change this to e to the negative 3. So e to what power is e to the negative 3? Now it's negative because I got to bring it up top. So it'd be negative 3. And what's ln of 1? Well, e to what power is 1? Well, what do you do to get to the 1? That's the 0 power. Now, right is a single logarithm. So it's still a logarithm, it's just base e, so they write it fancy. So what do you do to two logs when you're adding the logs? You multiply the inside, so it'd be ln of 30. Remember the laws of logarithms? Then what do you do when you subtract two logs? You divide the inside, so it'd be ln of 15. Then this one, a half power means square root, so that'd be ln of 3 minus ln of 6. We're dividing, so that'd be ln of a half. So that'd be ln of 2 to the negative 1. So it's negative 1 ln of 2. If you just put negative, that's okay. So I just wanted to go through some of it with you. Now you have two problems due tomorrow, is those story problems with logs. And then I plan to go over the quiz tomorrow too. So I'm not going to give you any more homework tonight. You had the quiz over the weekend, and then you had the two story problems. Do those two story problems. I would appreciate it. By the way, here they are. If you lost them, just freeze it. Freeze it, freeze it, freeze it. Freeze it, freeze it. Do those two if you forgot to do them. Then I will go over them tomorrow. Also, please, high school, Post, Peter, McRae, and Riviera. I always say that last name wrong. I apologize. And for my 8th graders, Tomaseki, Doan, Nakic, Thompson, and Toby Yu, and Kennedy. Please just tell them they can still do the quiz if they send it to me by 8 o'clock. So if you could email them, call them if you got their phone number, just say, hey, what happened there? I think they might have sent it to the wrong place. I had a couple of kids do that. So anyways, just tell them to send it to murphyp@divinechildhighschool.org. I would appreciate it, my peeps. Okay, have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.